Hello everybody, and welcome to another Kev Play. This is Kevin, and we are on part 29 of Spyro Reignited Trilogy, part 4 of Spyro Year of the Dragon. Last time we were in Seashell Shore, and we got most of the main area done. There's more areas that we still need to explore. So let's get right into it. Whoa. I feel like Spyro was like on a harness there, and he just like fell. He like flipped over for a second. All right, here we go. Now my controls are back. I noticed these shells just keep popping up, even if you get them. Sometimes it's weird. I noticed that. I was noticing that on the watch back on my last playthrough. Hey, Puppet Pig, how's it going? I also wanted to see what these seals have to say because I realized that there were 3 seals that we rescued. But I did not engage conversation with them. So I'm kind of curious what they have to say. If I can find them, that is. I think... anything new? Let me see what the seal has to say. Let's see what he has to say first.
I can't wait until the Rhinox build a new submarine. Next time it's my turn to drive.
Oh yeah, there's a submarine battle in this, which is like really iconic to me. I remember it being like in the commercials a lot. It was like a big selling point for this game. Anything new? I guess the only thing that's really new is I've been playing the game I was talking about last time, Black Site Area 51. I finally had it delivered. I got mixed feelings on it. One is that it's like a 2007 game, and it's like early PS3, and it's a very there's a lot good to say about it, and there's a lot of like kind of meh, or like, you know, not so good to say about it. Like for one, the game is very janky, like very jank. Like it reminds me of Killzone 1 in a way, which by the way is like my 2004 game of the year. So that just goes to show what that jank doesn't ruin a game for me. But this game is definitely janky, which is really surprising because, well, that's the thing. That's what I was wondering. I was like, did this age, or is it actually just a really janky game? Because if you go back to like Killzone 2 or 3, I mean, I haven't gone back to those games in a while, but I feel like they hold up way better than this game. And it's just surprising to me because Area 51, the first Area 51 game for PS2 or PS2 Xbox, which came 2 years earlier, that game is phenomenal. One of the main reasons I was drawn to that game was because it feels like more Halo. It has more maneuverability. It's a little bit more floaty with its jumping. It's more quick. This game, it definitely reminds me of Killzone 1 in terms of like frame rate issues, like serious frames per second that it's running on. It feels really aged, but there's a lot that's good to say about it, which I'll get into soon. I just want to see what the seal says, which he says nothing, by the way. Driving that submarine was a blast. Next time we're gonna borrow the Rhinox speedboat. Okay. But what I really like about it, I'm just playing Jak 3. Oh, I haven't played that game in a long time. I haven't played any of the Jaks in a long time. But I remember really enjoying Jak 3. I feel like Jak 3 was a better blend of Jak 2 and Jak 1 for me because it felt more contained, yet it's still expansive, and definitely didn't have like the crazy difficulty spikes of 2. But yeah, this game Black Site, I have to say, at first, like, it's weird because it reminds me of SOCOM 3, where you can get in and out of vehicles and you're kind of like in a desert area. Well, I mean, it takes place in Iraq, which is kind of crazy, and Nevada, like Las Vegas, Nevada, I think. I think they're working up to like get to like the Area 51 area, but it plays like a normal like kind of like squad-based military shooter. And then all of a sudden they start adding in these like sci-fi elements, like the more, you know, like mutants and aliens and stuff. And it's very well done how they do that. It reminds me of when stories were taken seriously in first-person shooters and not... And like for one thing I really admire about the game is that there's no cutscenes. Everything that's cinematic and that's trying to tell the story is happening in-game. So it's happening while you're playing the games. And there's like a lot of cinematic moments that are happening in-game. That's what I really like. They never take control away from the player in order to tell the story like Call of Duty would. And there's a lot of interesting, weird things too. Like there's this thing where it's like squad morale, where like the better you're doing, like the better you're shooting the enemies and not taking hits, the better morale, like the higher your morale is for your squad. And like if they have higher morale, then they're gonna perform better too. And if you're getting hit a lot and you're not really landing your shots, then you have lower morale, and your squad will start to take cover more or even retreat. Which I've never experienced that in any shooter or any video game. So I think I thought that was pretty creative. As well as I like the idea that your squad can be, I guess they can be downed, but you're not necessarily trying to revive them. If they get downed, then it's up to you to like complete the kind of like the section you're in, and then they'll be able to get back up again. So it kind of brings a feeling of like these characters can kind of fail if you're not protecting them, or if they're not protecting themselves. But just because they're dead, or just because they're down, doesn't mean they're dead. Which is a kind of an interesting way to tell a story with characters who are supposed to live to certain points in the story, but you're not killing the character off at the same time, where it's this like what do they call it? Ludonarrative dissonance is what a certain game would call that, where the gameplay isn't matching up with the story. So I think that's really creative how they do that, how they manage the ally AI. And it's also cool because you can get in and out of vehicles, so that was always a novelty to me back in the day. Let's see what's in this vortex.
Used to have a dragon egg for you, but instead I used it to test our ultra-high-speed super fluidity tunnel. The good news is that it made it to the end of the tunnel without a scratch. Bad news is that there's no way to get it back out now.
Oh, oh damn.
The tunnel is chock full of Rhinox and floating mines. The only way to retrieve that egg is to defeat every single Rhinox in the tunnel.
Okay. Yeah, so this one's a little... But yeah, what was I gonna say? I'm disappointed with the game in that it's not living up to... Like, I knew the game wasn't going to live up to the first Area 51, and it's just disappointing to see, like, whatever was happening behind the scenes didn't work out right. But I could see that the creative team behind the game really kind of were passionate about telling the story of this game, and that's what I miss about games like this. But yeah, the game is still very janky, but it's still surprising me though. There was a moment in this game where where there was kind of like a jump scare, and I was not expecting it. I don't think I've experienced that in a game in like a long time. But it was a very subtle, very creative type of jump scare. It wasn't like cheap, and it really made me like fly off the couch almost. Like it really was like spooky because you're not expecting it. I think like the first level, there's no like sci-fi elements at all. You're playing it like it's a regular military shooter. All right, let's try this. I think there's a skill point if I get all these Rhinox. Yeah, I'm telling you, I definitely got spooked at a certain part. The only downside too about the game is that since it's early PS3, there's no trophies. But there's still a collecting system where you're collecting these like dossiers or whatever they're called, like intel, which is kind of what the first Area 51 game did. I keep hitting that mine. I gotta like turn sharper once I. There we go. Give me that skill point already. Oh no! Oh man, when did Sony introduce trophies? Well, I know. Well, that's the thing. I think it was around this year when it was introduced, because I know Uncharted Drake's Fortune had them, which was the same year. So maybe it was because it was a Sony game that it had support for trophies. Whereas this game is more of a third-party game that, you know, by a developer that went out of business.
Being every single Rhinoc in the tunnel before you can recapture the egg.
Oh, I actually have to get all the Rhinoc. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, it was around 2007 because I know Resistance Fall of Man in 2006, which is also a Sony game, did not have trophies. So. Yeah, I think it was around 2007. I think it was Xbox that kind of pioneered the idea of trophies, like achievements. Which is, you know, a good thing. I'm glad that they did. There we go.
This egg has surprisingly good fluid dynamic characteristics. From now on, all of our submarines will be egg-shaped.
Duke. But yeah, basically I'm just waiting for this game to... I think I'm like a little less than halfway through it, but I'm enjoying it. Like, I have to say, the more I play it, the more engaged I am with it. So yeah. I think I came from here and I need to go up here to do the... I think it's like a shark submarine or something. Yeah, we got some work to do in this level. Okay.
Lulu the Rhinoc has challenged us to a naval battle. Our speedboat versus his nuclear shark submarine. If we win, we'll get the dragon egg he's guarded. If we lose, we'll have to spend a month doing kitchen patrol.
KP duty. Oh yeah, that's what this was, a speedboat. I remember the speedboat in Spyro 3 was a big selling point in commercials. Kind of similar to Crash 2 having the jetpack or Crash 3 having the motorcycle. That was a big selling point. I like skateboarding. The skateboarding aspect of Spyro 3 was a big selling point, but this was. I remember seeing this in commercials a lot. Of course I do, but I don't. But I want to see what it says if I say this. You've got to be kidding me.
I don't blame you. I already owe 7 years of KP, and I'm not about to risk getting another month.
All right, let's get back in there.
Ludo the Rhinoc has challenged us. What he said. Do you want to take on?
Yes, I do. Yeehaw!
Okay. Good luck. Just remember, stay away from the sharp end.
X to speed up, circle to fire missiles, pick up crates to get more. There we go. This is cool. Oh, here we go. Oh. Gotta get used to controls a bit. Oh, he's going for the box. Oh, I have to get more boxes. More ammo. There we go. Oh, controls are like weird. It's like inverted a bit. Take that. Oh, he like... Damn. Oh, I think there's a skill point for doing this in one go. Probably should have checked into that. Come on. Oh, he can like chomp me. Okay, I see. Damn, I'm not doing too good. There we go.
Wow, that's the first time Pluto has ever lost. You dragons must have a ton of talent. I hope this egg was worth all the trouble.
Jackie. I have a cousin, Jackie. Okay, so look, now we'll get back in here, get some of these gems. I wish they would let us rematch that, because I have a feeling there's a skill point for that, to do it without dying or getting hit. Spider-Man coming to PC tomorrow. Oh yeah, I heard about that, yes. That's cool. I also heard there's rumors that Sony is gonna have to... They're gonna make it so that you need, like, You need to, like, log into your PSN account, into a PSN account in order to play Sony games on PC. There's kind of like a rumor floating around right now. Which, I don't know what to think about that. I mean, I'm not really a PC player to begin with, so I don't have the... I don't really have a hat in the ring to really be up in arms about it, but it does seem like a little bit of gatekeeping for against PC players, that they have to get a PSN account. Did I get everything here? I can't tell. I don't have sparks with me, so I can't really... Alright, let's just get what's around here. Oops. I think tomorrow, or was it last week, is the last day for Killzone Shadowfall having its online servers up. Just kind of a end of an era thing. But I'm kind of grateful that I got the really crazy multiplayer trophy that you need in order to platinum the game. It's like you needed like to grind a lot in order to get that trophy. I remember it being like really stressful, or not stressful, but like really just putting a lot of hours into the multiplayer aspect of the game. Did I get all the... I'm missing a gem. Let me make sure I'm not missing one over here. Just go through the... I need sparks, really. 'Cause I feel like it's like hidden in here somewhere and I'm not seeing it. Alright. Maybe it's out there somewhere. Is that it? Or are my eyes playing tricks? Nope. Alright, let's see if we can find it on the other side. It always comes down to that one last gem. Let me see if it's maybe this way. There's no way. It's gotta be in the water somewhere, maybe, right? I don't know. See if I missed it around here. Someone in here? Oh god. I think I killed that guy last time. I don't see anything here. Okay. So the Gamescom is going to be August 23rd, I think. And Jeff Keighley made an announcement saying there's going to be 2 hours of content. I think 20 plus games are going to be announced. And it's going to be games that are coming out in 2023, obviously. Let's see if this is what I need. No. So, I don't know. Maybe there's something with Spyro happening. Maybe there's something with Crash. I feel like it's a little later in the year than we're used to in hearing announcements for them. But it's possible. Anything like the game industry is always changing. So, especially with like the Activision acquisition and everything that was going behind the scenes with them and COVID and everything, so maybe things are different now. Like, there's no real science to how marketing or announcements work. So, yeah, I've heard there's going to be a Sonic game there. Huh. That's interesting. Oh man, come on. We have one red gem that we're trying to find here. It's eluding me. Maybe... Let's try going back now that we have Sparks. See if we can get him to pick up something for us. Because maybe these red gems just aren't really popping in the water. There it is. It was this little detour that I didn't go down. Alright. Cool. Alright, let's get out of here. This is a big level for, Oh. Let's get out of here. Bro, isn't Sony saying that certain Activision games aren't allowed to be exclusive to Xbox? Yeah, they're trying to do that. Like, honestly, they know they're being hypocrites because they've been gatekeeping against Microsoft forever, for as long as, I think they're just trying to push back with the acquisition just to try to get
Let's head on over to the balloon.
Oh, it's that time already, is it? I don't want to go to them yet. I want to do the flight level first. But yeah, I think they're like, I think they know better. I think they know they're being like, it sounds to the public like it's like a very whiny thing and hypocritical thing. But I think it's something they might have to do from a political standpoint, is to try to argue against Microsoft in for like the, I guess for the business, I don't know, I guess for like the legal factor of it to go through or not go through. Yeah, for me it's like Sony's already invested in like live service games, like with Bungie, the Bungie acquisition. Honestly, I just think it's an opportunity for them to compete now. Like, just compete. You have the single player down pat. But yeah, I mean, they have so many great multiplayer intellectual or IP, or so just embrace it. Do something with it. Obviously you're not going to get Call of Duty or Fortnite or but like Bungie has Destiny, and they're doing great with that. Use what they know, their experience, and start to build something. They sorry. Naughty Dog has already been working with factions for how long. Obviously not every game has the same universal appeal, but if you're gonna go for multiplayer games, you're just invest in it. I think that's the future for PS5. Is there's gonna be a lot more live service games. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a weird future for PlayStation 5, I think, because they still have to balance their whole single player catalog, and now kind of get their feet wet with multiplayer. So we'll see. Oh yeah, definitely. I swear, if I see Last of Us at Gamescom and they're gonna show us like a concept art or something, or talk about the game for 20 minutes at the end, about how it's coming, or how The Last of Us has impacted humanity, then I'm just gonna be it's just such an eye roller. I'm sick of them smelling their farts. Like, I love the game, but I love the series, but it's just like, go away for a bit, Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's do time attack first. Oh man, Sparks is talking to us. Alright, so the Speedways return. Always a fan favorite of these. I'm probably gonna have to do the skill point for this later too. But for now, let's just let's not go too crazy. Let's torch some butterflies. This damn thing. There. Oh, a 0.1 seconds. Okay. I wish they would tell us what the time for this is, but alright, let's just I think we can just quit, and then it will let us do the race the butterfly. Sabina. Race him. Fly through the green rings, use the red dots to navigate. Simple enough. I kind of wish there was like a multiplayer of Spyro racing like this. But I don't know how much it would catch on because like kart racing is like a very established genre. This is very a little too unique, I think, for people to kind of like grasp onto. But maybe I don't know. Maybe this would be a good multiplayer game from a Spyro game. It would have to be a little bit more action, though, kind of like how CTR has, lets you, like, shoot things, like, which this game will allow you to do in later levels, but if you had, like, power-ups and stuff. Doesn't sound like a... Yeah. I think they should have at least had like a... What's it called? What Crash Insane Trilogy had, the time trial leaderboards. They should have done this for done that for like the speedways. But it should be more of a side mode in Aspire. Yeah, absolutely. There should still be like a single player portion. But it's kind of like similar to like how Crash 4 has kind of like a multi. It kind of has like a pass and play multiplayer to it. And I think originally they were gonna have like the Wumpa League be a component to Crash 4. So there we go. John. Let's do time attack and find Hunter. Alrighty, Sparks. Nah, we're gonna find Hunter. He's like underneath some type of mushroom around here. I think he's in this little mushroom hut here. Here he is.
Whoa! A bunch of sheep and flying saucers just came out of nowhere and started blasting up the race course. Looks like I'll have to hop in my plane and teach him some manners.
Do I get to play as Hunter here? Looks too dangerous. Oh, I think I'm about to.
Yeah, when sheep go high-tech, you gotta watch out.
I like how they brought back the sheep UFO thing from Metropolis and Spyro 2. It's kind of like a running gag. Alright, let's see what the...
Whoa! Looks like I'll have... Look out, sheep! Here I come!
I always like this too, is that we get to play as Hunter, even though it's in vehicles. We get to play as him in the third game. If there's a Spyro 4, I hope we get to play as Hunter, similar to, you know... Oh shit. I hope we get to play as him on foot, kind of like I think Enter the Dragonfly and Hero's Tale did.
Look out, sheep!
I always like the idea of like using his bow and arrows and stuff. This plane is huge though. Oh crap! Spyro 4 is probably going to expand on that. I hope it does.
Looks like look out!
Oh my god. It's really scary when you get hit because like the bass and on my headphones, the explosion is really intense.
Look out, sheep!
Oh my god.
Looks like look out!
I gotta think of my strategy here. What?
Looks like look at
Okay. A little bit of dog fighting. Ooh. Okay. Oh, this sky is really good. I don't know where he went. The heck is this guy? I want to stay as high as I can so that I don't get hit. There we go.
woohoo! Check it out. The squad leader had abducted this egg.
Tater. Alright, let's exit. Yeah, I'll come back later for the Speedway skill point, I think. So yeah, this actually is a good transition to into like the Game of the Year talk for 2016 because we got two games here. And this is like really where the PS4 starts to really boom for me in terms of what it's capable of, and every year after this it starts to explode in games. Yeah, so one game is like one of the games where I was like the most.
Do you like the?
Come on, change the game camera to passive mode. No.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. One of the games is one of my most anticipated games of the PS4 generation. I remember when it was announced, I was watching every trailer. I was so excited for it. And another game is just a game that I picked up because I didn't have a game for this generation. And it's weird because this game ended up being one of the most disliked YouTube videos. The trailer was one of the most disliked YouTube videos. In I think not even just for video games. I think it was for like in general. Like the ratio of dislikes was just insane. And I didn't ask for this game, but it was kind of just given to me. I think it was for Christmas of 2016, or I think it came a little earlier than that. But that game is Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. which got panned on announcement because it was a sci-fi. It was going to be not a boots on the ground type game. It was going to have like wall running and jetpacking, and it was going to be very sci-fi based. And a lot of people weren't down with that. The only reason I got this game is because it came bundled with Modern Warfare Remastered, which is a game I already mentioned. I think that was like 2012, 2011 or something. I forget. Or 2007. Yeah, I think it was like 2007, that game. But this game was 2016, Infinite Warfare, came bundled with Modern Warfare Remastered. Yeah, it doesn't go together, but you know what? As someone who is not a fan of the campaigns in Call of Duty, I have to say, I think this game got a bad rap because obviously people are more concerned about the multiplayer. Even my sister was turned off by it when we were trying to play a split screen online. She did not like the wall running or like the kind of like the, sci-fi guns and the floatiness of it. She wanted more of a boots on the ground, kind of like Black Ops 2, which is one of her favorites. It's a good game. Like, the only reason I ever got these games is because split screen online is a very rare thing, and Call of Duty does it pretty well. It's kind of like something I wish like we would have for like a game like Killzone or a first-party game, because like Halo on Xbox is like really great for split screen online. It always was. But this game, like the campaign, it actually might be my favorite campaign that I've played before for Call of Duty. It had like this like Star Wars feel to it. Really engaging single player, probably the most memorable for me. And also, and this is kind of funny that we were just doing this, is it has a really cool kind of like bonus sub game to it where you get into a jet and you dogfight against other jets, and it felt like an Ace Combat game. All of a sudden you're like going from a first-person shooter campaign to like these like little subsections where you're doing like a dogfight in like a kind of like a open area space like we were just doing with the Hunter. And that was actually one of my favorite parts of the game, honestly. Like, I was like really enjoying that. I almost wish that was part of like the multiplayer where you could just do dogfights. So yeah, there was that. I never played the online. I probably played it like once or twice, and then that was it. Nothing really special about it. But honestly, Infinite Warfare, really great presentation in its campaign. There's a lot of moments that are very cinematic, that are happening in game, and it looks beautiful, like gorgeous. Like, this is like one of those games where it's like, oh, well, okay, this is what the PS4 is capable of. Let's see what these guys have to say.
The balloon's all ready, sir. Just jump on. The balloon's all...
Okay.
This balloon will take you to the Great Tiki Lodge in the sky. Just jump on when you're ready.
The Great Tiki Lodge in the sky. That sounds like I'm gonna die.
Hop in the balloon whenever you want, Spyro.
I swear, these little critters just want me to go up in a ball of flames. I feel like they're just leading me to my death here.
I guess you'll just hop in the balloon now. Don't ask me how it works. I just showed up for the punch and cookies.
Punch and cookies.
This balloon will take you to a land closer to the sorceress, Spyro. You can also use it to come back here whenever you want to.
I like how Sheila is actually giving us a little bit more substance to what we're getting ourselves into here. Everyone else is just like, hop in the balloon. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. You're not gonna die or anything. It's good. It's the Great Tiki Lodge in the sky, you know. So Sheila is a little bit more comforting, a little bit more informative about what's going on here.
This balloon will take you to...
Okay. But yeah, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, obviously I'm not the biggest fan of Call of Duty, but it was a game to pick up. PS4 was still a little slow in around here, but the next game is the first game in the PS4 generation where this is like, let's go, like, this is what I want. This is what I bought a PS4 for. And that is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Probably not the biggest surprise, but honestly, when this game was announced, I was already a big fan. I joined the PS3 late, so I scooped up those first 3 Uncharted games at Best Buy. I played them all. I platinumed them all, and I was down. I don't think I realized it till later on that Uncharted was a game that I'm not just excited to play because it's the next PlayStation game to get, kind of like how what I would say like Horizon is, and even God of War is for me, but it's something I'm excited for because I love the franchise. I actually like I love Horizon, I love God of War, but I'm excited, I'm obsessed with the world that is Uncharted. I love the characters, I love the gameplay. Like, it literally is a game I'm going to look back on the same way I look back on like the Tony Hawk games or the Crash games. I don't know. I mean, I know I've been playing the new God of War, like the God of War Origins collection. I'm also going to pick up God of War Ascension soon, which will be the one game I haven't played from God of War. So I'm starting to feel the appeal that I used to have from the PS2 God of Wars more and all that again. But with Uncharted, yeah, like, it really hit instantly that this is a very linear game, awesome shooter. But Uncharted 4 just blew things out of the water. Like, for me, it is like their it's their like monolith of what they've created. Even though it's not Amy Hennig, I think she had a part in it at first, and then she kind of got dropped out of it because of like some behind-the-scenes drama. But she had a large part in kind of molding what the game was from a launching off point. Yeah, magnum opus is what I was trying to say. But it really is, because for me, like, what I really like about the say like Uncharted 2 versus Uncharted 3 is I really like Uncharted 2 more for its the pacing of the story and the way its story is delivered, and I love Uncharted 3 because it has amazing set pieces, and those set pieces they don't exactly gel as smoothly together as for like the story. It's kind of like I feel like the story is written around the set pieces a little bit more. Not that I'm like, you know, not a critic, it's more of a nitpick than anything. But with Uncharted 4, I felt like they pulled off both. They pulled off great storytelling and great set pieces that just everything made sense and everything flowed nicely. And that is something I really liked. I love that trailer, that E3 trailer of them in the Jeep and them going down, and like how it's like a linear, it's a very what they call wide linear, where you have so many options and ways to go down the hill of like the city, the urban area or whatever, but it's still going in one direction, and it made it feel open. But and oh my god, just like the set pieces, like you're hanging from a rope from the back of your Jeep. I love how like the chase sequences have evolved since 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like, that game is, and plus it had amazing multiplayer. That was the first multiplayer that I was really excited to play when it first came out, because I kind of missed out on the multiplayer for 2 and 3. I played a little bit of it, but 4 had really great multiplayer. I was willing to play that for as long as I could, even if the trophies weren't required. I think there were trophies for it, but I remember playing that even just like as extra. I was doing like the DLC stuff. It was fun. The game, like, it's gorgeous. Like, I remember, and it's also, by the way, the one game that my sister, that's a story-driven game that my sister has actually sat down and watched me play and wanted to see, and she like I would be like, hey, do you want to continue Uncharted 4 and see what happens next in the story? And she was down. Like, she was like excited to see, and that just shows how accessible and how engaging the world is. Is that it has kind of like this mass appeal, and honestly, that's why the Uncharted movie probably did so well, is because it is that pulpy adventure. But yeah, I love Uncharted 4. I love that it's like a game that pretty much tells you this is Nathan Drake's the end of Nathan Drake's journey or story, and that they're gonna, that Naughty Dog's gonna put it down for a while. So there's a finality to it. There's a dread, of whether certain characters are gonna live or survive. The story is just honestly, like, for me, it's like one of my favorite Naughty Dog stories next to The Last of Us. And that Crash Bandicoot cameo, oh my god, I was not expecting that. And how the hell did they... First of all, you know how touchy Activision is, but this is before the Insane Trilogy even existed. So we had no word of whether Crash would ever be back or not. So for him to come back in that form and be as... like, it felt like the PS1 Crash, just a little, like brushed up a bit for PS4, like... It was amazing, and Nathan Drake's playing Crash. When I was playing it, when I was showing my sister, I was playing it for the second time, and I was just anticipating her reaction when that would happen, and it was just as great as you would imagine. Like, she loved it. That was amazing, and that was a huge moment. One of the most surprising moments to me, and I loved how they bring Crash back at the end too. Like, you get to play it again at the in the epilogue, basically. But yeah, that game is so good. There's so many great sequences and so many great character moments that are happening. So many great exploration of Nathan Drake's character and like Sam and Sully and Elena. It's probably one of my favorite stories, and it still is one of my I still think it is like my favorite PS4 game of all time. I think it might be. I know there's a lot of great games that come out later in PS4's generation, but I think people forget how, like, people like to complain that the climbing gets boring, or there's too many moments where you're not shooting people. But I love those moments. I love those in between moments where you're just having a nice moment with yourself or with the characters. Also, the soundtrack is probably one of my favorites. I think it's like it's a different composer. It's the same. What's his name? I think it's like Henry something, but he does such a great job. Like, honestly, the soundtrack is so great and cathartic, and it pumps you up. It's actually, like, if I'm working out, if I'm running, like, on the treadmill, I'll listen to that. I'll listen to Uncharted 4 soundtrack, because it's so... It pumps you up, and it makes... It pumps you up, and it also doesn't... It's not too, like, overbearing. It has a nice swoon to it that I really like. Like, some of my favorite soundtracks tracks from that game is Cut to the Chase, The 12 Towers, and Race to Libertalia. I'll listen to those 3 tracks when I'm working out. It's great. Man, I'm going back to play the Uncharted games now. You should, man. It's so good. Let's go to Midday Gardens here. And the animations too, it's so, like, the mocap, like, the acting, the physical acting that's happening too. Everything it really is transcending games for me in this. Like, when I first saw this, I was like, wow, this is what a game can do. Like,
listen carefully, you stupid girl. I'm only going to ask you one more time. Why haven't you disposed of that infernal dragon?
I've tried to scare him off, Your Highness, but he's just not afraid of anything.
Not afraid? Not afraid? Why have I been training you all these years? Use some magic! Here's a spell book. Whip up a monster and eliminate him!
Kill him?
I don't care what you do, you useless brat, as long as you get rid of him!
Okay, let's see what we got here. This ought to do it.
You can't keep me caged up in here forever. You there, get me out of here. This is unacceptable.
You, come here.
Oh my. What the devil?
Spyro 3's cutscenes are very strange. It has a stranger tone to it than the first two games.
When I heard the sorceress was planning to ambush you, I got here as fast as I could. No worries though. This wussy green toad will be no match for the two of us.
But yeah, if you haven't guessed it, yeah, it's Uncharted 4: Thief's End is my game, my 2016 game of the year. Obviously, I mean, I am still surprised by how, even though it was a very disliked game, very unanticipated game, Call of Duty: Infinite Warfare, I still enjoyed the campaign for what it was, and it had really good. It was a very gorgeous game, very gorgeous presentation. It was a little different. Probably the most memorable campaign, but at the same time, I'm just not a fan of Call of Duty games. Like honestly, as memorable as the campaign is, I couldn't tell you who the main character I was playing as was, or any of the characters, or what was going on. But I just remember kind of like the general feel of it, and that there was like this little robot pal that's with you the whole time, or whatever. But yeah, Uncharted 4 it blows the PS4 generation out of the water in terms of what we have to look forward to next, and what it was capable of. It's so good. I even like invited my friend over, my friend Jesse, to play the game, which he never got a chance to. And it's a game where, like, honestly, I have just as much fun watching someone else play it than me playing it. And also, it's just so, like, I love like the open world area in Madagascar, and like the Jeep handling was great. I love how you can like get in and out of the Jeep in any way you want. The grappling hook is such a great addition. There's so much going on in that game, and I platinumed it, by the way. Very hard platinum to do, a little tough because there's some weird trophies to get, but still awesome game. Definitely definitely the game of the year for 2016. Honestly, it's a front runner for best of the generation. Let's take out this. I think it's Buzz. I always like this music, by the way. This boss music is really awesome. Very, very cryptic and eerie and epic. But yeah, the cutscene we just saw, the sorceress is kind of a interesting antagonist in that she doesn't like you don't understand really what her motive is. Oh man, I shouldn't have done. I keep forgetting that I have a skill point to worry about. Like, obviously she's the evil character, the sorceress, but she's kind of interesting in how you don't know what she really wants. Like, why she even cares? She's already like the queen of whatever castle she's in. So why does she... Oh no! Oh man. Let's get that sheep. Oh! Bastard. I have to get used to these boss fights again because I kind of forget what their patterns are and stuff. Oh, mother. Hehe. I like that Sheila's actually helping us physically, instead of like in Spyro 2, like Hunter or Laura would like, you know, drop down sheep or power-ups for us, but it's just like, she's actually in the fight with us. a bit. There we go. Grayson. Interesting. I love how we essentially have done 2 boss fights. Like this is like the main boss fight, but like that whole speedboat submarine fight was kind of like a mini boss fight in a way. I guess it's similar to like how you fight like the yak in Metropolis and Spyro 2. In terms of it being like a mini boss fight. Now we're in Midday Gardens or Garden, I forget. Oh, we have a little... This is one of the pandas and the little guy, I think he's like a haiku guy, right? Or something, in the swamp. And then there's you. And then there's you. Okay. Take these. Let's see what, Nope. I want to stay here for a second. Let's see, I think, what's her name's gonna talk to us.
Okay, Dragon. You've managed to survive longer than I expected. But you haven't the slightest idea what sort of dangers lie ahead of you. I suggest you grab your cat friend and whatever eggs you found and hightail it back home while you still can. I'm telling you this for your own good, you know.
I think Bianca might be one of the most fleshed out characters in the whole game, in the whole series, because she's like, you know, she's a mouthful. Like, she has a lot to say. She's working for a bad person, yet she's kind of looking out for you. Like, it's kind of a little bit more three-dimensional of a character than what we're used to. So, like, what we're gonna do is, before we do Midday Garden next episode, we're going to go back to Sunrise Spring. And my god, whenever I watch, like, Let's Plays of people playing this game, which I haven't watched in a while, but they need to know. I mean, a lot of times it's blind, but even if it's not blind, people forget that you need to go back to play the Sparks missions. Which is what we'll do. We'll do that next time. And then we'll get into the weeds with Midday Gardens. But yeah. So yeah, to recap, for the game of the year, 1995 is Twisted Metal, 1996 is Crash Bandicoot, 1997 is Crash Bandicoot 2: Cortex Strikes Back, 1998 is Spyro the Dragon, 1999 is Crash Team Racing, 2000 is Spyro Year of the Dragon, 2001 is Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy, 2002 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, 2003 is The Simpsons Hit and Run, 2004 is Killzone, 2005 is Area 51, 2006 is Resistance: Fall of Man, 2007 is God of War 2, 2008 is Resistance 2, 2009 is Uncharted 2: Among Thieves, 2010 is God of War 3, 2011 is Killzone 3, 2012 is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, 2013 is The Last of Us, 2014 is South Park: The Stick of Truth, 2015 is MLB 15 The Show, and 2016 is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, one of my favorites in the whole franchise. without a doubt. But yeah, next time we'll get into this.
Spyro, I found an egg, but only Sparks will be able to reach it. There's a small hole that leads to a crawdad farm. I can take him there if he's ready.
Not ready yet. So next time we'll do that. 2017 Game of the Year, there's going to be a lot to talk about. We're going to have a handful of games to go through. And they're all excellent. But yeah, other than that, we'll end it here. Papa Pig, it's been a pleasure. Anyone out there, if you want to take it upon yourself to like, comment, or subscribe to Kev Plays on YouTube, it's greatly appreciated. And yeah, in the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, keep a clear head, and keep on gaming, everyone. And I'll catch you guys next time. Yeah, I'm interested to know, to see if you can guess it. But yeah, catch you guys next time. Peace. Oops, there it is.